Welcome to my first ever video on Stormgate. In this video I'm going to explain why I'm excited about Stormgate, what Stormgate is, and why the future of my channel is going to be Stormgate content. Although for the time being I'll keep doing Game of Cans videos, but further in the future I'm going to switch over to mostly covering Stormgate. So ever since I was a young kid, even when I was like 10 years old or so, I loved RTS games. I love them because they have the opportunity for a lot of strategy, quick decision making, long-term decision making. Basically, you can really engage your brain fully when playing an RTS game, at least a well-made RTS game. Some of the RTSs I've loved in the past include Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2, which were both made by Blizzard. And the development team for Stormgate, Frost Giant Studios, is old Blizzard developers who have started their own studio and are hopefully going to make a new real-time strategy game, RTS, to appeal to those of us who love RTS games. For those of you that aren't familiar with what a real-time strategy game is like, basically you start with a base, a main building, and then you've got workers that harvest resources. Eventually, throughout the game, you build up more buildings, and you can scout the enemy, start building up an army throughout the game. So far, this guy hasn't gotten much of an army. He just expanded to a second base. You can see a couple of army units there. And then after you reach later in the game and you've built up an army, you're fighting the enemy throughout the map. So this is the type of game that Stormgate is going to be as well. And I've played a lot of these type of games. So I'm going to go through and describe some of the modes that have been confirmed to be in Stormgate so you can get an idea of what it'll be like to play it. So these are the officially announced modes. There's going to be 1v1 player versus player, which will be a little closer to design the same way as StarCraft's 1 versus 1. There'll be 3 versus 3 player versus player, and this is going to be probably gameplay that's more similar to Warcraft 3. I think they're going to try to make it a little more casual to bring in more players, and they may allow hero units to make it more fun. I don't think there's going to be true hero units in the 1v1, but there may be in the 3v3. The solo and co-op campaign, these will definitely have heroes. The campaign mode and the co-op versus AI are going to have heroes, and that will make it more similar to Warcraft 3. It'll be more fun and casual friendly. So I'm pretty optimistic that the appeal of Stormgate will be pretty broad, and that's part of the reason why I'm excited to dive into it. Because whenever there's a new game that comes out that's going to have broad appeal, like Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, lots of games that had just great social impact because they were popular and played by so many people. I think Stormgate is going to be another game like that, so I'm very excited to play it a lot, to make content for it, and hopefully I would like to develop mods for it too. I don't think the map making system in Stormgate is going to be quite as good as the one for Warcraft 3, but I think it will probably be at least on par with StarCraft 2 in terms of ease of use, and maybe a little better. So I'm interested in making maps for it potentially too, depending on how much time it takes. So right now, if you sign up for the Stormgate beta, which isn't released yet, it'll just redirect you. It'll send you an email after you register to the Steam page, and you can put the game on your Steam wishlist. And then supposedly at that point, if the beta comes out, you may be included in the beta. So I've already signed up for that. So Stormgate is going to be similar to both Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2 in some regards, which are real-time strategy games that came before them. I played a lot of StarCraft 2, and I was thinking of making StarCraft 2 content for the channel, but when I was reviewing and thinking about what kind of content I could make, I just realized that there's already content creators out there for StarCraft 2 that make exactly the kind of content I want to make, except they're much better at the game and they have a lot more experience. Like Uthermal, for example. He does fun challenges, which is similar to how I like to play StarCraft now, is I just make challenges for myself to make the game more fun. If I just try to play it straight up competitive, I'm just not as good as I used to be, and it's not as fun as it used to be, so I have more fun and a more enjoyable time if I just set challenges for myself and see how well I can do them. Just exactly what Uthermal does, but he does it a lot better than me. So I decided I didn't really feel motivated to make StarCraft 2 content when I'd basically just be a Uthermal copycat, except doing a worse job than he does. So shout out to him. I really enjoy his StarCraft videos, and I'd love to make videos that are similar to it when Stormgate comes out. For right now, I think I'm just going to keep making Game of Cans videos, and I'll focus more on Stormgate when it comes out. Another game that I really loved playing when I was younger and had more free time is Warcraft 3. What made Warcraft 3 so great is not only could it be played as a competitive RTS, but it had these amazing different custom games, like defense games where you build a wall to defend yourself against zombies. There's a lot of games that were like that. And part of the reason why I'm highlighting that type of custom game is it sounds like that's what Stormgate's co-op versus AI is going to be a lot like. You'll be defending against attacking forces, maybe attacking back with your hero units. So the co-op portion of Stormgate is going to have hero units like Warcraft 3. I'm hoping that the team combat version will have heroes as well. I'm not sure, that's not clear yet. So you can expect the multiplayer content, meaning, team versus team or team versus AI in Stormgate is going to be more similar to Warcraft 3, whereas the 1v1 mode will probably be more similar to StarCraft. And in my opinion, that's a good thing. There was a lot of fun to be had from Warcraft 3, but the sheer ability to have like a really high level competitive game with good balance was held back in Warcraft 3 by the heroes. So avoiding having heroes in the 1v1 mode will allow the 1v1 content to be a little more pure in terms of a like high level competition, the same way StarCraft was. And then having the co-op modes be more similar to Warcraft 3 will bring in more casual players and allow the game to be more fun in that regard and less competitive, but sometimes competition is the enemy of fun. So I'm really excited for the choices the Stormgate development team has been making. I've been reading up on what they want to do in Reddit and listening to interviews on YouTube. And I think the ideas they have for how they want to go about the game are really promising, and they have a good track record in terms of designing new games too. So I'm really excited about Stormgate. I'd love to dive into it and play it as soon as it's released, and I'm really interested to make videos about it as well. Until Stormgate is released, I'll probably stick with Game of Cans, since that's what most people followed me originally to watch, and since I don't think the content that I can make for StarCraft or League of Legends would be on the same level as the existing content that's already being created for those games. So that's my plan going forward. If you guys got any questions or comments, feel free to let me know.